Hey everybody, what is going on? Welcome back to Year of the Batman. Today's episodes, we're going to be going over the Minstrel Shakedown, and unfortunately, the next one's just called Barbecued Batman, which is really disappointing because every single episode they've had some kind of rhyme to it. Don't know why they didn't continue it, but it's whatever. At least they didn't find some way to rhyme it with rat, so I'll take that. This episode, the bad guy's called the Minstrel, or the Minstrel, and for the best of my knowledge, I looked it up. It's a different alias to the Music Meister, so I don't know if many people are familiar with that supervillain, but he's like a music themed bad guy. So it starts off, there's like the Gotham City stock exchange, and everything's going haywire. Some guys are winning big, some guys are losing it all, and there's a TV program that goes on, and it's like, hey, it's me, the music. Well, I'm just gonna call him the Music Meister because that's who he is. It's me, the Music Meister. If you pay me a certain amount of money, I'll guarantee you insurance for your stock holds and whatnot. Um, and so he's essentially just like hostily taking over Wall Street or the Gotham Stock Exchange for extortion. So obviously they call Batman because I don't know why they can't handle it themselves. So he gets brought in and he goes to like the radio station which broadcasted it all, and him and Robin they're looking at like one of the, I'm not a techno guy, some kind of piece of technology that's important for everything, and they find out that, oh yeah, that's definitely been tampered with. We're gonna come back later and like plant a bug on it to be able to track him. So later that night, they're like waiting in a separate room, waiting for the maestro to show up, and he eventually does, but he gets away because he has like some kind of fancy, like he waves his wand and like makes you dizzy and there's something like that. It doesn't really matter. So he escapes, and when he gets to his lair, he's like, yeah, they were there for a reason, and I almost guarantee that they're trying to track us. So I'm gonna let them track me, but I'll set it up to be a trap. I gotta say, the Minstrel is really well written to be a genius because he's always one step ahead of Batman at all times. And as silly as it sounds, he's like, I will say, we'll get this like later on in the episode, but probably Batman's biggest threat that we've seen so far. Um, so Batman, him and Robin, they build up a drone to be able to track the minstrel the next time he broadcasts on the radio station. So they do that, and they get there. It's obviously a trap. A fight ensues, and they're about to go into like minstrel's like I guess lair, and then Batman he like throws some random things on the ground, and you're like, what the hell is that? What is that even doing? And they go into the trap, and they said it's kind of funny. It like, here's the door, here's where they're at, and here's where they break in. They go through the door, and you don't see what's happening on this side. All you hear is just Robin say, "Holy fly swatter," or no, "Holy fly trap." So you assume they're like caught in something sticky, but I'm guessing Burt Ward and Adam West did not want to do that shoot whatsoever. Either that or they like just didn't have the materials or whatnot. So they get captured, and they're like strung up together barbecuing, and that's the end of the first episode because it's like, will Batman, and they yada yada yada. So the next episode, um, they're still getting barbecued, and he's like, hold, or Batman's like, hold on, Robin, we just gotta hold on a little bit longer. And then some bombs go off in the building, and that's what Batman threw in the hallway beforehand as like a distraction because he's like, he was thinking, okay, I'm going into a trap, so I'm gonna lay a distraction out. So they all go see what the heck's up because it sounds like World War III out there. So they all go, and Batman and Robin they escape from their trap and they hide, and another big fight ensues. The Maestro gets away, and the cronies are they escape, and then his like the female henchwoman, I guess, because you know they always have to always have to have some arm candy. no matter what. This one, once again, 1960s Batman show absolutely knows how to cast these women. They're all so gosh darn gorgeous. Um, it's really weird. Batman, like she does the typical thing. Oh, I give up, and he's like, you know what? You seem like you have a good egg on you. Why don't you get out of here? And to me, I was honestly, it took me by surprise. I'm like, Batman, what the hell is wrong with you, dude? Get her ass. And Robin calls him out on. He's like, hey, she was pretty, but what the fuck was that? And Batman's like, oh no 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 no, it's fine. I put a tracker in her. And so she shows up to their new base, and Maestro like almost immediately is like, okay, there's no fucking shot. He just let you go. You're bugged or something. So he searches her purse, and obviously he's bugged, and that pisses him off royally. So he tells Batman to tell the chief and the commissioner and a whole bunch of like stock people to pay attention to the broadcast tonight, and then all watch it at the stock building at a certain time. So they do that, and when they do that, like the entire building shakes. They think it's an earthquake. It's not. He found a way. They explain it pretty well. If you're like singing and you can like break glass, he found a way to do like find a sound to destroy the structural integrity of a building, which for this show, that puts him like super duper duper high up there in the thrill scale to the threat scale to be able to like destroy a building just with a sound. And so they're all like, I don't really know what to do in this situation. And then Batman's like, well, hey guys, what if he tries to destroy the building? Let's just cut power because you need a whole bunch of power to do that. And they're like, oh yeah, that works. So they set it up to where at a flip of a switch everything in that building is turned off, and then a video plays of like him doing his talking, and then they flip the switch and all the power's off and whatnot, and then it all comes back on, and they're like, oh shit, this is gonna be bad. And the Maestro, he's on TV, he's like, listen, could have sworn I told you to have that money prepared for me. I'm gonna give you a little bit more time, but I'm gonna shake the building and just let you know what's up. So he shakes the building as like a warning, and it turns out that the Maestro was actually in there, and that was a pre-recorded video. And Batman gets him, and another fight ensues. And he saves the day, and the reason for that, he's like, "Well, you're trying to extort all the people in this building for their money. You're not gonna kill everyone in there for not getting the money. That doesn't make sense." Which I'm just like, God bless, this fucking game of cat and mouse between Batman and the Music Meister has been actually pretty good. So yeah, that's the episode. It's so weird to say the Music Meister is like one of my favorite characters in the show, but like he was just written really, really well, um, and every now and again he has these songs that he would play on his lute that were a lot of fun. But yeah, I gotta say, if I were to rate this between like a 1 to a 7, I think I'm kind of leaning toward a 6. Like I said, to have somebody be like on Batman's intellectual level and be like such a high threat, and to actually be able to do something like so catastrophic, that's pretty neat. And overall, the writing was pretty good in this episode, so I don't really have much complaints. I feel like some spots could have been worked out. Like there was an awkward scene where Chief O'Hara, like they didn't hear back from Batman and Robin for a couple hours, and he's like, "Whoa, what if they're in cahoots? Like we don't know anything about Batman and Robin." And not necessarily disagreeing with him, they don't really know much about him, but like you can't just throw a scene in there like that. Like he seemed like super pissed and just like ready to throw judgment like that. So that's probably like the biggest downfall, or the biggest like negative point to the episode. But other than that, pretty solid stuff. But yeah, that's gonna do it. Bye.